gonna be honest with y'all. I think that one of the biggest problems plaguing the black community right now is shame. There's an absence of shame. When you look at other cultures, when you look at how other cultures carry themselves, when you look at how other cultures conduct themselves in public, when you look at what other cultures choose to reveal about themselves, they have a sense of pride about their culture, their standards, their name, their family, their values. I want to know what the black culture's values are, but that just goes to speak to my point. We don't seem to have any values or anything that we stand for. Because if we did, then there'd be consequences for the things that we see happening today and playing out today. For those of y'all that are like older, I'm pretty sure you remember a time where if a girl got pregnant before she was married or she was too young, then she would get shipped off somewhere. They either force a shotgun wedding, they make the man make an honest man out of her, or they would ship her up north or to another state and she just come back with a new sibling. Let's just be for real. This was how things were. And you know why? Because they had shame. They weren't bragging about being a single parent, having children out of wedlock. They weren't bragging about doing drugs. It wasn't a proud thing to have bums in your family, people that are stealing, doing drugs. Everybody is so obsessed with their vices and their pleasures that they're all standards and principles go out the window. Women give up the most valuable thing they have, their womb. It's the most valuable thing. If you choose to have sex, that's one thing. But you give up your womb to people that you don't love, the people that you cannot see a family with, and you know it. And then you complain about their outcome. Just be honest. If the black community really cared about being better, they would bring back shame. You would embarrass people for making the community look bad. You would embarrass people for being criminals. You would embarrass people for being whores, for being sluts. You would embarrass people for disrespecting sacred grounds like the churches. I just seen a video the other day about a pastor who literally had to navigate through some little criminals coming in to rob his church. When does that happen? Where you go up and rob a church? Some of these people do not need love. They need shame. They need to be shamed into thinking about their actions and consequences to those actions. A lot of women, they're okay with having a bunch of kids by a bunch of different baby daddies because guess what? There's a system in place to support them. There will always be people to support them and bail them out. That doesn't happen in other countries. There's no value. There's no, I don't know how else to say it any simpler. Is that if the things that are the most important, we don't protect and cherish, then what are we talking about? You're not gonna sit up here and convince me that going around and co-parenting should be the norm. I saw a post. It said something to the effect of, I'm sorry, I know y'all like to normalize co-parenting, but I want a family. Why is that polarizing now? That's the world we live in. We live in a world where holding traditional values are considered the norm or are considered weird. The norm is weird. What works What is the best outcome is considered weird because everybody's chasing their vices. But you could shame honest, hardworking people though. You'll look down on the dude that's making a 9 to 5, that's not bringing in 6 figures. You'll look down on him. But you'll go to a baby shower for a baby born out of wedlock. I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand why there is this huge disconnect with reality. I don't get it. It's a huge disconnect with reality, man. But I'm telling you, in other cultures, the things that we do, that's why they look at us the way they do. Why don't we look at each other that way too? Stop giving people passes for being terrible people, for creative circumstances and doing things that'll make their life hard. One of the biggest ways to get people angry on the internet is to try to get them to be accountable for something. Try to get people to be accountable for something, and it will be World War III. Back in the day, people have always been shamed. Women were never so open with being so promiscuous the way they are now. Even men had a certain decorum about them. Hey, we know it happened, but the general rule is they, don't bring them back home, type stuff. Like, and I know people that will take that out of context and be like, oh, well, you're condoning cheating. No, I'm saying that people have always had standards. Since we have developed a civilized society, people have lived by standards. And you shame people that do things to harm the society. And that's the problem. That's the problem. We're not shaming the people that are the worst for the community. We're celebrating them. But you'll call me an Uncle Tom because I'm calling it out. What is the saying? You are what you eat. And if you're consuming trash, then guess what? You will become trash. I understand that I can sit up here and I can talk to y'all till I'm blue in the face. But let's just be real. Let's just be real. If you want to see changes in the community, women, you need to start holding other women accountable. Men need to start holding other men accountable. Hold people accountable for the BS that they doing that's ruining the community. It's just that simple. Just that simple. Quit trying to tear down and launch a revolution against the government when you don't even have your own house in order. You don't even have your party in order. Stand for something. I'm signing out.